to choosing what diet to follow or what food ingredients to avoid, choosing the right hair products can feel overwhelming. Everyone has different opinions on what's good or bad, and it's impossible to follow every single hair care philosophy at once. So rather than telling you what hair care products or ingredients that I think you should avoid, this video is going to help you determine what matters most to you. In all my years as a hairstylist, I've learned that no two clients are alike. From their hair type to what products are going to work best for them, to their budgets and preferences, and even personal values. A product that one client swears by may not even be a consideration for another. And these days, it's exhausting being on the internet. There is so much conflicting advice out there, and it's really difficult to know what you should listen to. And the sad truth is, a lot of this stems from fear-based marketing. It makes you think that you're doing the right or the wrong thing by using fear to make you think that a product that you may have been using all your life is suddenly going to kill you. This type of ingredient panic is exhausting, and it's conflicting based on who you listen to. So let's first talk about what all natural and organic products really mean. Labeling a product as all natural makes you think that it is completely chemical free. But the term all natural is not regulated by the FDA. So in reality, there is absolutely no guarantee that there are not synthetic ingredients in the product. Even if the product does have a USDA organic seal on it, which many don't, by the way, that actually means that only about 90% of the ingredients have to be organic. There are still some synthetic ingredients in that product, even with that seal. Now, that is not always a bad thing, and we'll get to that in a bit. In reality, there is no guarantee that a product contains no synthetic ingredients, even if it's labeled all natural or organic. And aside from the products that do have that USDA seal, most of it is for marketing only. So a lot of products that are natural or non-toxic claim to be healthier because they avoid harsh additives and synthetic ingredients. And while it is definitely true that some ingredients can create that waxy buildup, and a lot of companies do cut corners and use synthetic ingredients to cut costs for production and sourcing, but the word chemical itself really has become associated with this fear-based marketing. The reality is that sometimes brands do use synthetic ingredients, and it could be for a number of different reasons. And sometimes these reasons are a positive thing. The product may just perform better than ingredients that are naturally sourced. In my experience with this, Aveda markets their products as naturally sourced. But I have personally found that their purple shampoo doesn't do a thing. And for clients that are needing a stronger toning result, they're gonna have a lot better results if they use a purple shampoo that is stronger and may have some synthetic ingredients to it. Another great example of this is with bond building products. These products are patented to rebuild the broken bonds in your hair structure and make it stronger and healthier. That would not be possible with an all natural product. Now, this doesn't mean that natural products don't work, and it also doesn't mean that synthetic made products are automatically better. It just means that the effectiveness is going to vary based on the values of the brand and the product itself. So the better question is to ask yourself whether a product works well for your hair, aligns with your personal values, and contains ingredients that you feel comfortable using. So let's identify your top priorities. Now, the first step is to list your priorities in order from most valued to least valued. And there are 5 main priorities that I would base this off of. But if you can think of another one that's really important to you, definitely consider that and leave it for me in the comments. The first one is to avoid specific ingredients due to a sensitivity or an allergy. You may react poorly to fragrances, sulfates, or parabens. Number 2 is ethical concerns. You may want a vegan product, cruelty-free, or you may want to use a product for a brand that supports a specific cause, like a product where the profits go towards helping human trafficking victims. Number 3 is a performance-based product. The best purple shampoo for blondes, the best curly hair products, the best products to repair damaged hair, or maybe the best scalp care products because you have an ongoing scalp issue. Number 4 is budgets. If finances are tight for you, then budget may be a very high priority and more important to you than avoiding a specific ingredient. Manufacturers will cut cut costs down by using synthetic ingredients, and this can help save you some money. And number 5 is that you may choose to avoid specific ingredients for health concerns, even if you don't have a sensitivity to it. This could mean using products that only have that USDA organic seal on it, or avoiding ingredients that contain something like formaldehyde. You may have a source that you follow and trust, and they suggest avoiding a specific ingredient, and that may be a top priority for you. Now, your top priority should be a deal breaker. And this is what you're going to base your search off of. So if you have an allergy, your products must not contain the ingredient that you are allergic to. So you're gonna run a big search for everything that fits in that number 1 priority. And you're gonna write down all of the brands and products that fit that. Next, rather than doing a separate search for priorities 2 and 3, you're just gonna narrow your list down based on what products in your list also fit priorities 2 and 3. Your 4th and 5th priorities really should only be considered if you still have products that you're deciding between. As time goes on, more and more brands are created to fit a lot more priorities all in one. So even if right now you don't have one product that fits all top priorities, in time that may change. Okay, so now I want to quickly talk about how to avoid falling for those marketing scams. These things are going to be what you want to look out for. And the first one is vague before and after pictures with no context. I can't tell you how often I see on like a hair product ad where they show a before and after, and it's really vague, and it's like, it just looks like their hair was dirty in the first picture and then they wash and blow dried it in the second. It's hard to say that the product actually did anything. Okay, number 2 is fear-based marketing. So anytime they're using these fear tactics or showing images of people's hair just falling out over and over, this is fear-based marketing. And this also goes into number 3, which is demonizing synthetic ingredients. If all they're doing in their marketing is bashing other brands or philosophies for hair care, that's not really something that shows why they are great. I would rather them show me how their product is actually better and is going to work better rather than just telling why their competitors are bad. Okay, number 4 is greenwashing. And this could be using like nature-themed imagery. A lot of times they'll make the product bottles like green and they'll show pictures of like nature. And this is subconsciously putting it into your head that it's better for the environment. It's just better for you because it's natural. But this is really just a marketing tactic. Not to say that these products are bad, but it's just something to be aware of. And number 5 is all of those vague buzzwords like all natural, toxin-free, chemical-free, clean, eco-friendly. These are really just buzzwords, and there's nothing that's actually proving anything from these words. And that brings us to the last one, which is lack of evidence or certification. So this could be listing a product as organic, but it doesn't actually have that USDA organic seal on it. So if brands are using all of those buzzwords, but they don't have something to back it up like that seal, then this is definitely something to just keep an eye on and just be aware of what marketing is going on here. Okay, so to wrap this up, there really is no one best hair product brand that is going to fit all of these different philosophies at once. We all have different hair types, sensitivities, values, which means the right products for one person may not be the right for another. So rather than blindly following trends or fear-based marketing, instead learn how to evaluate your hair product ingredients based on your specific values that are important to you. All right, guys, that is gonna be it for this video. Make sure you leave me any other questions or concerns in the comments, and subscribe if you wanna make every day a good hair day.